everyone. Welcome to another episode of the English Leap podcast. I'm Erin, your host today.
And I'm Evan, your co-host. Together, we're here to make your English learning journey not only easy, but also fun. Today, we're tackling a debate as old as time itself. City life versus country life.
Exactly. Are you someone who thrives on the hustle and bustle of the city? Or do you dream of a quiet life surrounded by nature? That's what we're going to dive into today. I'm standing tall for city life, with all its glitz, glamour, and 24/7 convenience.
And I'm here waving the flag for the countryside, the peace, the quiet, the beauty of nature. Who needs bright lights when you have stars?
Stars are great, Evan, but they don't deliver pizza at midnight. I mean, come on, Evan. Cities have everything: entertainment, jobs, food, and convenience. You can't argue with that.
We'll see about that, Erin. Fresh air, wide open spaces, and no traffic jams. The countryside has its perks too. Stick around, listeners, because this is going to be a fun and maybe slightly competitive discussion.
But hey, let's not give away too much just yet. Listeners, grab your tea, coffee, or fresh farm milk. This one's going to be fun and full of surprises.
Let's start with this. Have you ever wondered where you'd be happier? Would you choose the fast pace and endless opportunities of the city, or the calm and community spirit of the countryside?
Great question. And honestly, I've wondered about this myself. When I was in college, I visited a friend in a small village. At first, it felt magical. The fresh air, the quiet. But by day 3, I was bored out of my mind. I missed the noise, the energy, and most importantly, my favorite coffee shop.
I can understand that. But I had the opposite experience. I spent a month in New York City once. Don't get me wrong, it was exciting. But after a while, the constant noise, crowded streets, and lack of personal space started to get to me. I found myself longing for a quiet walk in the woods back home.
What about you, listeners? Have you ever felt like you're living in the wrong place? Or maybe you've thought about switching it up, leaving the city for the countryside, or vice versa. Let us know after the episode.
Oh, and before we dive deeper, let's not forget about the free PDF we've created for this episode.
Yes, it's packed with all the key points we're discussing today, along with some vocabulary and practice exercises to help you improve your English.
You can find it in the description below. It's perfect for following along now or reviewing later. Don't miss it.
All right, Evan. Let's start with the obvious. Convenience. Cities are built for it. You've got grocery deliveries, 24-hour stores, and even a sushi place that delivers at midnight. Everything is right at your fingertips.
True, cities are convenient, but that convenience comes at a cost. Higher rent, endless spending temptations, and delivery fees. In the countryside, you grow your own food. It's fresh, organic, and free.
Free, huh? If you don't count the time spent planting, weeding, and harvesting. Not everyone's cut out for farm life, Evan. I've killed every houseplant I've ever owned.
Haha, fair enough. But countryside living teaches you resilience. You learn to fix things, grow food, and live sustainably. In the city, you'd probably call a repair service for something as simple as a leaky faucet.
Maybe, but city life saves you time. If I'm cooking and run out of onions, I just walk to the store around the corner. In the countryside, that's a 10-mile drive.
True, but at least that drive comes with scenic views instead of honking horns and potholes. But let me ask you this. How much does all that convenience cost? Rent? Food? Transport? Doesn't it burn a hole in your pocket?
You're not wrong, Evan. Cities are expensive. But with that cost, you get opportunities, better jobs, higher salaries, and access to the best education and resources. Sometimes the extra cost is worth it.
Maybe. But in the countryside, you can own a big house with a garden for the price of a tiny apartment in the city. Plus, you don't need expensive gym memberships. Your backyard is your gym.
Uh-huh.
I can't argue with that. But not everyone wants a backyard. Some of us prefer a cozy apartment where everything is close: work, friends, and entertainment.
Now, here's something you can't beat in the countryside: community. Neighbors know each other, help each other, and celebrate festivals together. It's like being part of one big family.
That sounds nice, but it can also feel invasive. In cities, you have privacy. You can live next to someone for years and not even know their name. For some people, that's a blessing.
True, but don't you think cities can feel lonely? You're surrounded by people but rarely connect with them. In the countryside, you might have fewer neighbors, but those relationships are meaningful.
I agree, but cities offer diversity. You meet people from all over the world, experience new cultures, and try things you'd never find in a small town.
That's true. Cities are full of new experiences and ideas. But in the countryside, you feel more grounded, connected to traditions and surrounded by the calm of a slower pace. And speaking of surroundings, let's be honest, the air you breathe makes a big difference too.
Oh, absolutely. Cities struggle with pollution. Traffic, factories, and construction all take their toll.
Exactly. In the countryside, you trade all that for fresh air, clean water, and the sound of birds instead of car horns. It's a healthier life in so many ways.
But cities have access to gyms, yoga studios, and health-conscious stores. You can live a healthy lifestyle anywhere if you put in the effort.
True, but nothing beats a morning jog in the woods or eating vegetables straight from your garden. Nature is the best therapy.
Fair point. But city life teaches you balance and resilience, which are also important for mental and physical health. Speaking of finding balance, let's talk about how we have fun. In the city, you're spoiled for choice. Concerts, theaters, art galleries, or trying out a new restaurant every weekend. There's always something exciting happening.
And in the countryside, you have nature-based entertainment: hiking, fishing, stargazing, or even bonfires. Fun doesn't always require a ticket.
True, but how many times can you go hiking before it feels repetitive? In the city, there's always something new.
Haha, fair. But have you ever spent a night around a bonfire, sharing stories with friends under the stars? That kind of fun is priceless.
What about healthcare? Cities have the best hospitals, specialists, and emergency services.
True, but countryside living promotes health in the first place. Fresh air, organic food, and less stress mean fewer doctor visits.
Still, emergencies happen. Having quick access to top-notch medical care can be a lifesaver.
Agreed. But let's not forget, city living comes with constant stress. Deadlines, traffic, and noise. In the countryside, you wake up to birds chirping, not honking horns.
Okay, Evan, let's talk about family life. I've heard the countryside is ideal for raising kids. What's your take?
Absolutely. Kids get to grow up with open spaces, fresh air, and a strong sense of community. They learn practical skills and values from an early age.
That's great, but what about education? Cities have the best schools, extracurricular programs, and access to technology. Kids in the countryside might miss out on those advantages.
True, but countryside schools focus on life skills: gardening, teamwork, and problem solving. Kids grow up grounded and resourceful.
Fair enough. But for teenagers or young adults, cities open so many doors: clubs, internships, and networking opportunities that can set them up for success.
I get that. But cities also come with their challenges: social pressures, materialism, and constant competition. In the countryside, kids can focus on simpler, more meaningful things without so many distractions. And speaking of meaningful things, let's talk about how we care for the environment. Countryside living naturally promotes sustainability. People grow their own food, use renewable energy like solar panels, and recycle effectively. It's a way of life that works in harmony with the planet.
I agree, Evan. but cities are catching up. Rooftop gardens, urban farms, and energy-efficient buildings are becoming more common. Innovation happens in cities, and that's crucial for sustainability too.
True, but cities still generate far more waste. In the countryside, people tend to live with less. They reuse and repurpose items, which naturally reduces how much they consume.
That's a great point, Evan. But let's not forget that cities are where green technology is born. Electric vehicles, solar power grids, and smarter public transport systems. It's not perfect, but it's a two-way street between consumption and innovation. Now, speaking of innovation, let's talk about technology and connectivity. Cities have faster internet, tech hubs, and services like online shopping that make life so efficient and convenient.
I won't argue with that, but being always connected has its downsides. In the countryside, people get a chance to step away from screens and focus on real, face-to-face interactions. That balance can feel refreshing.
That sounds nice, but let's be real. If the Wi-Fi goes down in the countryside, people panic just as much.
Haha, true. But maybe that's a sign we all need to disconnect and enjoy nature more often. Speaking of nature, let's talk about mental health. Countryside living is naturally less stressful. No traffic, no deadlines, no noise pollution.
That's wonderful, but isn't there a risk of isolation? Being far from friends and opportunities can make people feel lonely. Cities offer social activities that create a sense of belonging.
True, but cities can also feel isolating. You're surrounded by people, yet meaningful connections can be hard to find.
That's a good point. I guess both lifestyles depend on how you balance your social and personal needs. And let's not forget entertainment. Cities are full of options. Live concerts, theaters, art galleries, and sports events.
And in the countryside, you have hiking, fishing, and bonfires under the stars. Fun doesn't have to cost money, Erin.
True, but city entertainment never gets old. There's always something new to explore.
Sure, but nothing compares to the peace of a quiet night surrounded by nature. That's the kind of entertainment that feeds your soul.
Wow, Evan, what a conversation. I think we've given our listeners plenty to think about, and plenty of reasons to laugh along the way.
Absolutely. I feel like I've made a strong case for the countryside, but you brought up some solid points for city life too.
And while we might not agree on everything, I think we can both agree on one thing. Our listeners are learning a ton today.
Speaking of learning, now it's time for everyone's favorite segment. Erin, should we call her in?
Of course. Listeners, it's time for Charlotte, our vocabulary expert, to break down some key phrases from today's episode. Charlotte, over to you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Charlotte, and I'm here to help you understand and practice some of the key phrases from today's lively discussion. Let's dive right in. Convenience. Meaning: the state of being easy or practical to use. Example: having a washing machine at home adds great convenience to doing laundry. Self-reliant. Meaning: able to do things for yourself without needing help from others. Example: after moving to a new city, she became self-reliant by learning to cook and fix small things in her apartment. Spoiled for choice. Meaning: to have so many options that it's difficult to choose. Example: when I went to the ice cream shop, I was spoiled for choice. There were over 50 flavors. Burn a hole in the pocket. Meaning: to spend a lot of money, often more than you should. Example: buying those designer shoes is going to burn a hole in your pocket. You should probably wait for a sale. Cost of living. Meaning: the amount of money needed to cover basic expenses like housing, food, and transportation. Example: the cost of living in small towns is much more affordable compared to large metropolitan areas. Melting pot. Meaning: a place where different cultures, ideas, and people mix together. Example: The university campus is a melting pot of students from over 30 countries, making it a vibrant place to study. Sustainability, meaning practices that do not harm the environment and can be continued long-term. Example: installing solar panels on rooftops is a step toward sustainability in urban areas. Stress factor, meaning something that causes mental or emotional strain. Example: meeting deadlines at work is a major stress factor for many employees. Therapeutic, meaning healing or calming for the mind and body. Example: listening to soft piano music after a hectic day can be incredibly therapeutic. Reuse and repurpose, meaning to use something again or give it a new function instead of discarding it. Example: she reused old jars as flower vases and repurposed wooden crates into bookshelves. Now, here's your challenge. Try using at least 2 of these words or phrases in your own sentences. Write them down, or even better, say them out loud. Practice makes perfect.
Thank you, Charlotte. That was so helpful.
Yes, those phrases are spot on for this topic. Listeners, make sure to review the PDF for more examples and exercises to practice these words.
Well, that's a wrap for today's episode of the English Leap podcast. We've covered so much ground, from the buzz of city life to the calm of the countryside.
Absolutely. Whether you're Team City or Team Countryside, the important thing is to find a lifestyle that suits you and brings you happiness.
And don't forget to grab the free PDF from the description. It's packed with vocabulary, phrases, and key points from today's discussion to help you improve your English even further.
Also, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Are you more of a city soul, or do you dream of escaping to the countryside? We'd love to hear your stories.
And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the English Leap podcast. We're here to make learning English fun and practical.
Until next time, keep practicing, stay curious, and remember, it's your journey to fluent English, and we're here with you every step of the way.
Your progress doesn't end here. To continue advancing your English skills, click on the next video or explore the additional videos we've thoughtfully selected for you.